In this session, we will see about the interpretation and construction of statute, that primary rules in the subject interpretation of statute. What is a statute? Statute is defined as the written will of the legislature. What the legislature wants the people to do. What the legislator wants the people not to do. What is the offense? What will be the punishments for the offenses? These are the things the lawmaking people expect that are given in the act or rule or regulation. So, a statute means a will of the legislature. It includes the act, regulations, rules and all things. Now we will come to the interpretation of construction. Why interpretation and construction is required? The act is drafted by somebody and it passes through many hands, that judicial committee or the parliamentary committee, cabinet committee, parliament debate, everything. Even then there may be some mistake. For example, a simple omission of comma may give you a different meaning. While passing all these things, the person might have omitted to put the comma and the others might not have noticed it. At the end, when it comes to that some case, an advocate may come and interpret without comma. Another person will interpret as if there is a comma. So there is a need for interpretation or construction when the words are not clear, when the words are ambiguous, when the words give two meanings. Interpretation and construction comes only when the words are not clear, when the words are ambiguous or gives two meanings. Then what is interpretation and what is construction? Interpretation is saying that this is the true sense of the word. This is the true meaning of the word in the sense the legislator has used it. This is interpretation. What is construction? Construction is coming to a conclusion respecting the subjects which are beyond the direct expression of the text. They go beyond the text and see why the word is used, what is the meaning of the word used in the context, in the circumstances, and then construct this is the meaning for the word. This is the meaning for the act. So you are constructing something by going beyond the text, by going beyond the words given in the act, then give a conclusion. This is construction. Then what are the rules? The first and foremost rule is read everything. Don't go by the 2 lines or 3 lines of a section. Read the section in full, read the act in full, then only you can give a meaning. But for interpretation and construction, there are 2 rules. One set of rules are called as primary, another set is called as secondary. First we will see the primary rules. Under the primary rules, the first one is a literal rule. This is called a plain reading rule or grammatical rule. You give the plain meaning of the words given in the act, don't go beyond that. This is a literal rule. What is given? Take the meaning and read the sentence as such and give the meaning. This is literal rule. Ordinary, natural meaning should be given in the words in the act. One case, Municipal Board versus State Transport Authority, Rajasthan. In this case, a bus stand has to be shifted. 30 days, people have objection should submit within 30 days of notification. A person came and filed after the date. His contention was it should be 30 days from the date of knowledge. Because it is a natural justice, I should take some time after my knowledge. It is not from the date of notification. It was held that no, it is not possible to accept your condemnation because the literal meaning is 30 days from the date of notification. In another case, Prakash versus State of Haryana. One person with the consent of a girl of 17 years old, went about to marry the girl. His father filed a case because this person has taken my daughter without my consent. What section 361 of Indian Penal Code says, anybody who is going with the girl of a minor age without the consent of the father or guardian is committing an offence. This person contended that I went with the girl with her consent, so it is not an offence. The court held no, we have to go by the literal rule. The act clearly says the consent of the father is required. You went with the girl without the consent of the guardian, so you have committed an offence. Another case is State of Madhya Pradesh versus Asad Bharat Finance. Here a vehicle was used for transporting opium. The authorities took the vehicle. The act says the vehicle shall be confiscated. It gives a direction, discretion to the court, shall be. You should go by the words shall be, and the courts should use the discretion. This is literal law. Go by the words, plain reading, give the plain meaning to the act. But there is a criticism against this. Sometimes this results in absurdity. In one case, Whiteley versus Chappell. A person impersonated a dead person and cast his vote. A dead person's vote was casted by a person. Case filed. What the act says is, any person, if a person casts a vote of any person entitled to vote, the offence is, if you are exercising that your vote, exercising the vote of another person who is entitled to vote. In this case, the person is a dead person, so he is not entitled to vote. This person has not committed an offence. So it is an absurd meaning. For the plain meaning is absurd, because what the plain meaning says, any person entitled to vote, but it is not including the dead person. Next comes the golden rule. Golden rule is a modification of this rule. This was given in the case Gray versus Pearson. In that case, the court held that it observed these things, their observation. The rule is like this. If there is some absurdity, if there is some repugnance or inconsistency with the rest of the instrument, then words may be modified. The rule gives the discretion to the courts. You modify the words if there is absurdity, if there is a repugnancy or inconsistency. The courts have the discretion as per the golden rule. These courts are using, for example, the Article 21 is used under this rule and explained. What the Article 29 gives is a right to live. Subsequently, they say it is a right to live means not to live like an animal. We should have a decent life. So, it should include all other rights also. For example, right to privacy comes under right to live. That is in Article 21. Article 21 originally did not have that. Now, it is included because of this golden rule. They have interpreted like that. Another one, Chairman Railway Board versus Chandrima Das. A foreign lady from East Pakistan or Bangladesh was raped in Calcutta railway station by railway employees. Whether the Article 21 will apply to a non-citizen. Whether it will apply to the non-citizen. Right to live is given to non-citizen also. Court held they also have the right to live in India. That Article 21 applies to non-citizen also. Another case, Punjab versus Khoisar Jahan Begum. In this case, the appeal should have been filed 6 months from the date of award. These people went after the due date to the court and asked for the continuation on that contention that it is not natural justice, it should be 6 months from the date of knowledge. Only after knowing that I can file. 6 months after the award is not correct. The court has accepted their argument and it was held that 6 months from the date of knowledge based on the natural justice. So what we see is in the municipal board versus Rajasthan State Transport Agency, they wanted to have the word 30 days from the date of knowledge. That court has declined that. This court, 6 months from the date of award is modified as 6 months from the date of knowledge. So the rule gives power to the courts to modify the rules, modify the words in case of absurdity or inconsistency or repugnancy. What is absurdity? That is the discretion of the court. So the courts differ this side or that side, it is not uniform. This is the basic criticism against this rule of golden rule, this golden rule. In the next session we will see about the another two rules which comes under primary rules of interpretation, the mischief rule and the rule of harmonious construction.